Hey guys, Ryan here, and I'd like to bring you my first review actually of an item I personally like so far that I've been playing with it. It's the Ouya game console. Yes, Ouya. It's a nifty little thing. $99 for the matte black 8 gig version. 16 gig is 129 off of the Ouya web store. I'll have a link below in the description. Let's get started. First things first is the design. I really like the design. It's very small, compact, very clean. I like clean. On the bottom, I honestly used to think before I searched it up, it it was like this, because just the way it works. But no, it's like this. It's always been like this. It will forever stay like this. Just my retardedness, my retard alert going off. On the back, this kind of looks like something like Apple would make with like their like black like whatever they make their little like MacBook Mini Pro thing that sits on your desk, I guess, whatever. Kind of reminds me of this because on the back you have the back panel with your power. I believe it's 50 watts. Does not. No, it's a 100 watt high power consumption. It has your Ethernet cable right here along with a micro USB. You can see that. HDMI and USB 3.0, if I'm correct. Top here is just a little button. When you click it on, it's a little tiny dim lit U. It's just a U, a dimly lit U. And on the bottom is the fan, which actually works really well when placed on the bottom. Even though, if you can't tell, the spokes are those are very short. Those standoffs. Second is the how well it performs. Oh, yeah, how well it performs. I'd like to go and say that this, for its size, processor, and RAM, this is the best performing console there is, size-wise, RAM-wise, and processor-wise. We all know, Xbox One has, 8 gigs running off of insane processors. This is a Tegra 3. Now, if you know anything about a Tegra 3 processor, tablets use this processor for, you know, just search up Android Tegra 3, and you'll get multiple links to multiple different tablets. Uh, and what the creators of the Ouya did is they implemented inside this a small motherboard with Tegra and 1 gig of RAM and 8 gigs of storage in here. On the bottom is a fan that works really well. Uh, that's the basics of it. For 1 gig of RAM running, if you have not seen Never-Ending Stories and Ending Nightmares, that is a very nice game that it runs off of. So great graphics. 1 gig runs off of this with a Tegra 3 processor. Another game, Bomb Squad, 3D graphics. You can get some high-end graphics off of this little thing. And including that it's a development kit, whew, just absolutely amazing. Um, the marketplace, at first, since I'm part game developer, I've developed small games before. I don't own them now. Um, the marketplace is very limited. It's not something where Xbox Live will you'll get name brand titles like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Minecraft, and those games. You're gonna get indie games. So if you're not one of those people who can't live without COD or those games, this is not the console for you. This is strictly indie games, strictly games you most likely have never heard of. So if that's your niche, you like playing games for people from independent people, go ahead. I mean, this is perfect for you. Uh, and the marketplace itself kind of reminds me of like Netflix, how it has the little like boxes, the pictures of the game title or whatever, and then you can just scroll through. It's kind of like a Netflix layout, kind of clean, nice. Um, other than that, I think last I checked on the counter was 928 games and I think 18 apps. including YouTube, Vimeo, Flickster, you know, those apps, and TuneIn, even though TuneIn is very buggy. I'll give it that. What else? That is it for this itself. HDMI works. Great 1080p video. Oh, micro USB. When you're using micro USB right here, that is for your development kit. You will not use that anywhere else unless you are developing a game. Ethernet is for standard Ethernet. You have a small Bluetooth module in here for PS3 controllers, and you have a small USB port. You could put like a flash drive to extend your memory, which is very nice considering this is only 8 gigs. Or you could connect an Xbox controller or the what's it called? It's I'll figure out the name later, but you can connect any wired controllers to here or whatnot. Moving on, we have just the basic power supply that comes with it. It is in fact a 100 volt or amp or whatever people like to classify. It's pretty long, so you can put it in most places. The HDMI though is short. Spanning is maybe a foot, 2 feet, very small. So you can't really connect it to the back of like a TV that's hanging, on a wall and then put it on the ground. That's just not how this works. If I were you, I would recommend buying your own just for the length's sake, because this works like any great HDMI would. Controller. Uh, one thing I noted on the controller is that the back, these feel like they are, like compared to a Xbox controller, they feel like they rub against the plastic right back here. You can hear it screeching. It is the worst sound I've ever heard. That's really one of the only disadvantages of this. If you do notice, it does say Ouya on the gamepad. Ouya. You have this button right here that turns on the controller and could turn on this. It's kind of like a setup, like an Xbox setup. You have the D-pad right here, and then you have the two analog sticks right here. You have a 4 LED lined number for, I guess, your controller number, bumpers, and whatnot. And then if you want to put batteries in, which is kind of a pain in the ass, you got to go like this. You got to reach from the top right here, and you got to pull this off, which I thought was a complete waste, because when you do this, okay, so let's say you take this off, you put your batteries in, which I like how they put this, very user friendly. Let's say you put this on and you put this back on. Once you do that your first time, now the front feels like you can just take it off super easy, which you can, which sucks. Feels, I mean, granted it doesn't feel cheap, but you feel like the edges, like, they don't fit as well as they, like, form-fitting to the controller as they would, like, the Xbox controllers, which makes it feel rather cheap and not worth my $49.99, but this came with the Ouya, thankfully. I will get, next I think I will use a Xbox 360. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. Other than that, the only one thing I need to tell you guys, when you're playing with the Ouya, your IR receiver is on the top, Bluetooth, whatever you want to call it. It's a Bluetooth receiver. It's on the top right here. Okay, so when you play with it standing like this, and your game controller is playing from this, you get what's called controller lag. And controller lag is where I'm going to push, let's say I push the A button to select the title, and instead of clicking instantly, it'll go like that, and then you'll click the O, or the O button in this case, to click. So let's say you want to play Bomb Squad, click that. Instead of instantly going to Bomb Squad, you're going to take about 1.5 seconds due to controller lag. Now, this doesn't really affect it much on the games. I don't know why, it just doesn't affect me. What you want to do is, instead of laying it flat like this, lay the top part to the side where your controller is pointing. Therefore, you have a straight contact with Bluetooth and no controller lag. That's my review. Honestly, my total reviews, I would say, design is a very clean 4 out of 5. Performance, if this was a performance on a regular system, I give it like a 3. But since it's 1 gigabyte of RAM and a Tegra 3 processor that's built for tablets, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 due to what it's packaged in here. Um, the marketplace, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 only because due to how small it is. I mean, it's granted it's 900 games, but they're mostly trials, which annoys me, and the fact that how they are mainly indie games, which I like though, but for the consumer, I'm rating it a 3.5. The controller, I'm rating it 3.5, only due to the fact that the bumpers feel cheap on the back, right here. Ooh, ooh. And the fact that this comes off way too easily. Um, Other than that, it's a great machine. Personally, for $99, I would completely recommend it. There's no other deal like this where you can get 1 gig and a Tegra 3 processor. If you want to buy it just for those, just so you want to fix it, do hacks, mods, whatever to it. It's still a great item. $99. I think Target has a sale right now. It's $89.99. That's how much I got it for. Controllers $49. I would get 2 because you need a lot of friends for this. This is best with friends. I'm Ryan. Please like, subscribe, favorite for more videos. Comment if you want me to make more. I love making videos. I'm out.